Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Plague Inc. Evolved official scenarios. Moving down the list to artificial organs. This scenario has taken me several attempts just to beat it on brutal difficulty, mostly because there seems to be a lot of luck involved, and that's incredibly frustrating. But I think the strategy I'm using will work on Mega Brutal. It's kind of the normal strategy you would use for a bacteria or a virus type. Rapid advances in medical science allow for production of advanced artificial organs. As production ramps up, it is hoped that the ability to replace organs will significantly improve life expectancy. Is humanity on the brink of immortality? I don't know, you might get lucky. Now, we could do this on the bacteria type, but we did that last time, so I've decided to go ahead and try on the virus, and again, I was able to get 3 stars, but it took me, I'd say, about 12 attempts. So how is this going to work when I'm recording Mega Brutal? I don't know. I'm hopeful that it works the first time, and if I don't get 3 stars, don't get 3 stars, but we'll see. And by the way, if you're wondering why I'm getting these stupid little pop-ups here about genes and stuff, it's because I am actually recording on my brand new computer. This is actually the first YouTube video I'm recording on this new computer, so it has to kind of catch up and realize that, oh yeah, I've been here and I've done all that before. So anyway, alright, we're going to go for the ATP boost this time, just to get ourselves a little bit more speed. Genetic Mimic, Aerocyte instead of Aquacyte, which I have actually been enjoying a lot lately. Extremophile, and of course the Symptostasis. This is pretty standard. You could switch out the the ATP boost for the metabolic jump, but I don't know, I actually think that ATP boost is more likely to lead to 3 stars. It's really all about speed in the early game, which will determine whether or not you get 3 stars, and then luck from there on out. So hopefully you'll see what I mean. Hopefully we actually succeed. We'll find out. Playing on Mega Brutal, and Predeformity, Super Itch, Terminal Tickle. I'm going to call it Terminal Tickle. I like that name. Welcome to the artificial organs scenario. Artificial organs have been developed which can significantly reduce lethality of advanced diseases, and that, in and of itself, is the entire trick of the scenario. Everything is less lethal than you are accustomed to. Now, I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. Low lethality can mean that you get into countries you normally wouldn't before they shut down their borders. At least you would think that that's how it worked, but considering I kept failing to get into Greenland and the Caribbean again and again, you know, maybe I'm wrong. That said, there is a way to counter that, so if you're worried about having extremely low lethality in this scenario, don't worry. I will show you how we can fix that post-haste. In the meantime, let's go ahead and start off with the standard rash and sweating, moving our way down towards skin lesions first and foremost. Now, because we are playing as a virus type instead of a bacteria type, this does mean that we are a bit more likely to get mutations, which can work to our advantage. It can also royally screw over our timing. So a bit of luck is going to be required here. I'm going to go straight to Air 1 next. If you're wondering why I don't go to Necrosis, is because the lethality would be way too catastrophic this early on. But we will be going for it earlier than we did last time. I think that's the only way you can get 3 stars in this particular scenario. So yeah, going down the rash, the sweating, the skin lesions, we're going to go... We just actually got anemia for free. Okay, not a big deal. We're going to go for Air 1 and Air 2 immediately, just so that I have an opportunity to spread faster in Saudi Arabia and get on those planes as quickly as possible. The sooner we can get a plane into Russia and the United States, the better. Mexico is not a bad place to get a plane either, but those are the ones we really care about. All right, now that we have Air 1 and Air 2, I'm going to go for a level of Water 1, and now we are saving up for the Necrosis immediately. I have the ability to get onto planes, I have the ability to get onto ships. Now it is all about starting to kill, stack up that corpse transmission, and get as much DNA as quickly as possible. We needed 27, and now we have 32. Bingo. All right, we've already gone for our first level of lethality, so there's the Necrosis. So just to reiterate, we went down Rash, Sweating, Skin Lesions, Air 1, Air 2, Water 1, and now Necrosis. Now immediately going to save up for some resistances, specifically starting with the Drug Resistance, and then moving on into the Cold Resistance. Got Cysts for free, not a huge deal. We get 11 points for Drug Resistance level 1. And the sooner we can spread into the rich countries of the United States and Europe, the better. The sooner we can get the Cold Resistance to stack up in Russia, the better. You know, it's all about timing in this one. Artificial organs to save lives. Hyper-advanced artificial organs are replacing organs damaged by terminal tickle. Factories worldwide are rushing to produce more. I'm not too worried about the gimmick of this scenario. I'm really more worried about getting the maximum score possible. Alright, now that we have level cold resistance level 1 and 2, we're going to go for coughing and immediately save up for pneumonia, so we are more effective in the cold countries. There we go. And sneezing is shockingly effective as well, so we'll grab that. Now we want to worry about getting Water 2 and Extreme Bioaerosol, maximizing our opportunity to get onto a boat. That's all that matters at this point. We've got fairly good infectivity. We should be spreading relatively consistently in Russia. A little bit worried about the United States, but we'll see. I think we need 20 points now. There we go. Extreme Bioaerosol. Done. And we already got our cysts, so let's go ahead and grab hypersensitivity so we are more effective in the rich regions like the United States. And we'll also grab abscesses, which is pretty effective as well. Now I'm going to save up for drug resistance level 2. Hopefully, again, stacking up as much resistance in Russia as possible. Now, we got into Greenland early. Okay, that's pretty lucky. So we're missing Madagascar, and we are missing the Caribbean. Madagascar being rural, the Caribbean also being rural. So going for some level of rural transmission, namely through livestock, is actually going to be pretty good for us. So this is the part of the scenario where you should start tailoring your disease resistance types to whatever countries you are now missing. We did get into Madagascar. The Caribbean is the one that I'm really worried about. I can get extremely screwed over. I'm going to go ahead and grab insect level 1. Okay. Looking pretty good, not missing anything in particular. So now we need to make sure we get into the Caribbean as quickly as is possible. I could save up some points to go for livestock level 2, and we might do that. Yep, never mind, we got into the Caribbean. We are missing Sweden and Morocco. Okay, never mind, go for a level of bird transmission instead. And now we can start saving up some points for more symptoms, especially the lethality. Okay, we got into every country in the world. That was extremely lucky, much better than my previous attempts on Mega Brutal. We're going to go for the Coma next, which will cost us 34 points, trying to slow down the cure by as much score as possible. Never mind, we got it mutated. Excellent. Go for Insomnia, Paranoia, Seizures, and here's the trick of the scenario. Insanity will cause people to freak out and rip out their artificial organs and reverse the minus lethality that this scenario provides. So let's go ahead and grab that and see if we get the pop-up. Hemophilia, that's not quite what I had in mind. We want to save up for the total organ failure next, as much lethality as possible. Victims of terminal tickle rip out organs. People with artificial organs are violently rejecting them, leading to horrific deaths. It appears that terminal tickle triggered the insanity. Okay, so yeah, now we should have just reversed all of the downsides of the minus lethality in this scenario, but the sooner we can get some lethality, the better, because right now we're a little bit behind schedule. Let's grab that total organ failure, and nothing else really matters except for lethality, so we're probably going to go for dysentery next, because that is relatively lethal as well. And now we need to stash up as many DNA points as possible. Now, I've never had a scenario here where I've actually infected the world before I got like 90% of the way dead, so I'm not sure how this is going to affect my score. I'd like to think that it's going to be good, but we'll see. Let's go for systematic infection. Let's go for immune suppression and diarrhea and pulmonary fibrosis and inflammation, all fairly lethal, so we should kill extremely quickly now. Let's go ahead and grab fever. Actually, I could have been saving my points. I should have done that. I could have saved my points to go ahead and get some genetic reshuffles, and that probably would have been a better call. Let's go ahead and grab one. I need 21 points. Okay, well, if I get a bad score here, what I would have recommended then is, instead of going for pulmonary edema, pulmonary fibrosis, and inflammation, instead save the points of those 3. And the fever as well, actually, so those 4, and instead put them toward as many genetic reshuffles as possible. And that probably would have gotten me a better score. That said, I still got 3 stars. Wow, that worked out. Okay. I'm sorry for talking really quick, but I seriously have been banging my head against a wall trying to beat this on brutal mode, and it really did take me over a dozen attempts to even beat it once. But when it works, it really freaking works. Going for the necrosis this early, going for that build order, is amazing. And then after you've gotten drug resistance level 2, that's the point where you need to start tailoring out some transmissions in order to match up with whatever countries you are missing. So for example, if I had got into Greenland but I hadn't got into the Caribbean, I would look at the United States and Mexico and say, hey, am I fully infected there? No? Okay. Get rodents. Get better urban transmission, because both of them are urban. Maximize that out so we can have a chance to get a boat out to the Caribbean. By the way, this finished the replay, and it doesn't seem to have done anything. Where are my beautiful red dots? I have no idea. Anyway, so this strategy works. Score of 70,000. It's pretty darn good. I'm happy with that. 3 freaking stars, and next time we're going to move on to the frozen virus. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I, as always, will see you guys next time.